All right, Saber fans, what do we got here today? We got an unboxing video of the Watto's Junkyard Pariahs Asajj Ventress lightsabers. The interest list for this particular run was open in June of 2017. Today is 2/11/2020. So, as you know, there were a few hiccups along the way in this particular run. Some machinist issues and quality control issues. Things had been sent back, tied up in customs, and then sent back again. Those types of things. I don't know all the dirty little details, and frankly, I don't really care. From what I understand, these things are here. I'm going to go ahead and cut these darn things open. I've been waiting an awful long time to see these and hold them in hand. I know the first run looked gorgeous, and because of all the holdups and things like that, I know that Watto's Junkyard had wanted to get these out quick, so they went ahead and let's see what we all got here. Ooh, got ourselves a vented pommel. Let's see here. And a lot of tissue paper. Just going to toss that onto the side for now. I don't want to lose any little parts, so I'm just going to unpack it slowly. Looks like a lot of parts are bagged up individually, so let's see, what do we got here? Ooh, how about that? It's kind of a nice little bonus. Clone Wars Pariah V3 Saber Project Limited Edition. Watto's Junkyard Phoenix props. Nice heavy little plaques too. Here I actually had a couple made that I really like. I'm kind of a nut like that. I'll make plaques and all that kind of stuff that I haven't even received yet. I'm a particular fan of this game Bounty Hunter in the original canon before Disney reset the whole darn thing. If you're a fan of the game Bounty Hunter, you'd know that Komori Vosa was the apprentice of Count Dooku. When they were Jedi Knights, she had gone rogue, leader of the Bando Gora. Sidious wanted her hunted down and stopped because the Bando Gora was getting in the way of some of his dirty little schemes or plans to take over the galaxy, and he didn't want her in his way. And Dooku felt like any bounty hunter that was capable of taking down Komori Vosa was worthy to be cloned for the clone army, and that's sort of Jango Fett's original backstory. When he took her down and she was killed, her lightsabers then went to Asajj Ventress, who in the original 2003 animated Clone Wars series was the saber used by Anakin Skywalker in the battle with her. And I really like that that battle, that scene, and all my lightsabers are basically collection is any saber that Anakin Skywalker used is what I was after. So, and I'm a big Jango Fett fan, and so I figured 2 sabers, 2 plaques, Komori Vosa, Asajj Ventress, and of course we got this in the middle with both of them. So that being said, let's continue this unboxing here. Let's keep tossing this tissue paper little by little so we don't toss aside anything that's important too. I think we got a winner here. Let's see. Gotta keep these bands when I repackage these, I'll be using bubble wrap and all that kind of good stuff anyway. I don't think I'll package it up the same way. I usually never do. I hang on to all this original packing and all that good stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the size of these things. Look at that. These are just incredible. Look at that anodizing on there. There's your blade plug and place for the red switch. These are your power buttons here. And from what I understand, these tops, I'll figure that out here in a little bit. These tops come off for your installs. Your chassis fit right in there, and this seam is perfect here. You would never know that top pulls off. There's a really install friendly. You got the solid pommel cap on right now, and I mean, these are just sleek to the hand. I mean, they feel phenomenal. And there's aluminum here. I mean, they got them perfect. I mean, these are just stellar. Let me see here. Here's one replica's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, these are just really thin. Just really thin. I gotta sew those hold. I wish I had a pair of those Force Witch sabers. I would show the difference here, but I do have a pair of the Solos Hold Ahsoka Tano's. Like that's the snips, okay? That's the small one. So you can tell, and even the snips is thicker in the hand, around, I think, than the Pariahs. Pretty tough to get rid of these bad boys. I think I might have to sell them though. Thrown a few financial curveballs thrown at me here lately. I sold a bunch of stuff already. I was kind of hoping to hang on to these. Had to really rearrange everything in my collection. I've got a bunch of stuff that I was going to be using or to sell or using for my own personal collection. As it stands right now, 2/11/2020, what I was going to do, as you can see, I got the Tusken Slayer up on top there, okay? And then you got the cross. Fix this here. I got this stupid. You got the cross mounts there, and the two blades that go across. Those were going to be the sabers that Anakin already sold the Ki-Adi-Mundi. They were going to go like this, crisscross in an X across the Padme poster with Vader in there, and represent the sabers Anakin used from Attack of the Clones. And then over here at the Vader, my Skinny Flex is actually getting upgraded and worked on right now. That Skinny Flex is going to go across there, the blade Dooku here, and then the sabers that he used, got the don't really want to show that off yet. That's a prize coming later. That's not getting sold. But yeah, I mean, so I had it all set up. Unfortunately, it didn't quite get to the end before I had to sell those things. So maybe what I'm kind of thinking of there, I know of a few projects that are coming along here in the near future that I was hoping to get to, but we'll see where we go from here. But it looks like what I'm going to be doing is sticking with Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, a Dooku, and I know of a few projects that are in the works I can't really talk about right now. Sworn to secrecy. But that being said, there's a couple of things that are going to go right across the bottom there. And I'm debating whether or not I want to take these and, you know, I would have them go somewhat like this. You know, stupid tripod. It's nice when you're sitting down, but when you move around. Take these and put them like that. They actually fit really nice in there, and then they'll go X across the posters there. And then, you know, that sort of thing. They fit really nice on that little stand too. But if I want to go that route, let's see how they sit. Oh my gosh. They almost sit straight across, because what I like is the blades to go across the borders of the poster there into the blade clip. They don't quite go straight, so I'd have to kind of jack it up a little bit there. They could go straight across that way. I don't know. It all depends on what I still have to sell and what I'm going to keep. I kind of had it in my mind that these were going to be for sale, but now that I am unboxing them, it's kind of hard to justify selling these things. I waited so long for them, but you know, you guys know how it is. I mean, life throws you a few curveballs. You get a few big bills. Medically speaking, I'm married, got 5 kids, you know, I mean, it's hard to balance collecting and adulting at the same time sometimes, unfortunately. And I get a little covetous, a little jealous, a little selfish, a little, you know, I spend a little too much money on myself sometimes. Here they are together. You get a good look at that. I mean, they are just, wow, these are really cool. I mean, I used to have a pair of Westar 34 Django Fett blasters that went across the middle. I am hoping to get another set of those at some point. And for me, the reason I'm so interested in these sabers, not because I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars. I mean, I really am. Now here's a coupler. So what I understand is, for a third time or something like that, I got a notice from Watto's Junkyard that some of these couplers didn't fit perfectly on all of these. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go away for a little while here, and I'll just kind of edit this later and then put it together. They took the time by hand to make sure that all of these fit. They don't recommend dueling with the staff. They didn't really have that in mind in any way when they made these. He said because the tolerance on the coupler just is not good. Here's the other vented pommel. And so you get 2 vented pommels, 2 static pommels. The coupler, I elected to have that. In the original Clone Wars series from 2003, that wasn't the intention. This was never really meant to be a staff. Filoni kind of came along later when they made the Clone Wars show, and you know, they decided, hey, let's make this thing a. So I'm kind of going through some of this paper just to make sure there isn't some little teeny metal pieces in here somewhere that need to that are important. So you definitely, I mean, sometimes with these sabers you get so many little teeny pieces. So there's a lot of tissue paper in there. I don't think there's too much more. They look basically assembled. I mean, so there's some parts I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how to put the I'll put it together. Here's a bag of the red button. Make sure they're all here. I guess I didn't see in the other bag a second red button. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. They're both there. So, as far as I can tell, there's supposed to be a video coming shortly. An assembly and install video. I'm gonna watch that, I think, and just double, triple check that every little greebly is here. Kai from Watto's Junkyard is he's a really nice guy. He's really really quick to answer questions and help out. These guys, one of the things I buy a lot of stuff from those guys when they do something because they're super helpful. They're really nice. All I can say, these are just stellar. Look at that. Get that optical illusion. Which one's bigger? I don't know. Oh, the one on the bottom's bigger, obviously. So we'll get these coupled together. I'll come back and show that. Make sure all these parts are together. My guess is that it won't be too long before the instructional video. And then, from what I understand, there's chassis in the works here. Should be available pretty soon. And then there she is. It's a long time in the waiting, so I'm gonna have to think a little bit before I just go ahead and throw these up on the Rebel Armory or FX Sabers for sale. It's a long wait, a lot of money. I've at the end of the day, calculating the difference between United States dollars and euros is what the prices were. Ended up being 1605.08, I think it was. 3 separate payments. The first one was half down, that was, so these are, look at it this way. In the United States, bucks, these are $800 a piece, empty. So if I get rid of them, it ain't going to be for any less than that, I can tell you that. And I might just hang on to them. You know what? I'm going to do something kind of cool here. I'm gonna pull out my let's see here. I'm gonna pull it up. This is another piece that I've been going back and forth on parting with. I think I kind of made up my mind that this one's got to go. Because again, I'm sure most of you know that Watto's Junkyard is also going to be doing a Count Dooku lightsaber. What I've got here, again, Anakin Skywalker. It's always Anakin, man. Why do I have a Count Dooku? Why is that one so important? One, because I'm a huge Jango Fett fan and a fan of the game Rebel or Bounty Hunter. Got a nice, got the little red tag in there. It's kind of hard to see, but the scene in Revenge of the Sith where Anakin used Count Dooku's lightsaber to cut his head off. Everyone likes that, right? Cool scene. Well, let's see here. What I've got is a 89 Sabers Count Dooku. Couldn't resist. I was gonna skip this one, and I did skip it. I actually, Randy Johnson, Corban, he knows what a huge fan of Count Dooku I am, and how long I have been waiting for the Duke V2. Well, he actually gave me an opportunity to jump on the very first one because he knows how much I loved it. While I actually skipped it and decided to stick with my Ultimate Works Count Dooku because I just love that polished steel and the weight of it. This is actually chrome brass. The first initial report on the Duke V2 was CNC machined aluminum, and I didn't like that, so I decided to go against it. But then when I found out that was inaccurate, it was actually chrome brass, I thought, well, maybe I'll give that a shot, because it's just such a nice saber. The gold button is actually the working button. You get 2 buttons here, but look at that. Look at the size, the sleekness. The Dooku is actually bigger than these Pariahs. I mean, they're just sleek, slender, beautiful, gorgeous. Love me a curved hilt. Love me Sith sabers. And a Count Dooku. Definitely one of my favorite characters. and definitely my favorite Sith saber, no question about that. Asajj Ventress or Komori-Vosa, real close. But thanks for looking, guys. I'll come back later with that coupler and show you the staff. Okay, so what I did, get these little greeblies out of here, because what they do is they hold it in here. So, and I didn't want to scratch those or wreck them, so what I just kind of placed this over this like that, and very lightly and very slowly just kind of turned them this way, just a little bit at it, just enough to get them going. And be careful with them. But all you got to do is get them just a tad bit, and they'll come. So not a big deal. So you get those off like that, and then when they come off, you've got these little prongs. It's got a sharp little edge. I don't know if it can even focus in on that. Hang on a second. No, you see it with the naked eye. It's a sharp little edge that slides just in there. So you want to be careful with these, because I could see that getting bent or something, and then it might be hard to put these back. But you see what I'm talking about, how the top just comes right off. So we put this top back on like so. Let's see which side. Just make sure I put this on right. I think, no, that was right. So let's see. Oop. Slippery little deals. Let's see here. So there's a groove there, and then a groove in the back, and then you got the side grooves where we're going to put these back. And I kept them, laid them down the same direction I put them in, just to make sure that they got back in nice. So looks like you want to put these in first, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Pop it out. Put the little deal back in the thing. Follow the line on both sides. Hope this is coming across. It's kind of hard to see what I'm filming. I'm trying to stay out of the light too, so it's kind of, let's see here. Oh, I didn't quite get them in the little slots, but you get the idea. I'll mess with that a little bit, get her down, locked back in. But you can see that's pretty install friendly. So my couplers are going to go here, and they line up with the holes, so that's good. Didn't seem to have any trouble there. I'm going to check this side here in just a minute. We'll see if we can't get these bad boys coupled together, so you guys can see what that looks like. And again, trying to be careful here. I'm sure some of you guys are probably thinking, Darth Brooks, you're an idiot. What the hell? Why are you doing it that way? And the reason is, I don't know anything about this stuff, you guys. A lot of people find it surprising when they ask me, you know, how do you switch blade profiles on this, and how do you switch side, like, and how do you know, when you assembled that, what this, I don't know. It's not my deal. I did put together those solos hold Ahsoka's. I was pretty proud of myself. I'm going to kind of show off another piece here in a little while. Up in the corner there. Let's see. It's just a little sneak peek. Luke Skywalker lightsaber up there. I'm not going to say what it is yet, or what I did to it, because that's coming later. Pretty special build going into that thing. Definitely not going to get rid of every single thing I've got, but you know, there's a few pieces. tightness there that are definitely coming. So this is going to slide off. So yeah, okay. So these will pop out. You need to have the pommel end to hold these little ends in. So we'll give that a shot. I'll probably try to pull this off then again and see. I'm dropping those little deals, man. You gotta watch that stuff. There it is. And I try to do this on paper most of the time. So that actually slid off pretty easily. So that's a nice fit. I heard they had some issues with some of the couplers. Not mine apparently, so I'm happy for that. And let's see if we can't get that. There we go. So that'll slide in underneath there, and those little pins will hold under there nice and snug. And let's see what we can do with the other side. Oh, I lost one of these little deals, so you're gonna want to watch these. It slides right in underneath the emitter nice, but until you actually put the there. How about it, folks? We've got a coupled perfect. Then we just put these little greeblies back in there, and she'll hold on nice and tight. Wow. Praise to Watto's Junkyard and Phoenix Props. You guys did one hell of a job. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. I'm impressed. No doubt about it. So if you hold it straight out, let's see if I can get it better. So we get it farther out there maybe. So you can see if you hold it straight, just got that coil snake kind of. Yes, like I said, I wasn't too interested in the staff. I love the show Clone Wars, but I really think these were always meant to just be two sabers, you know. Nonetheless, how do you get two of them without getting a coupler, man? I mean, it had to be done. Anyway, there it is, guys. Watto's Junkyard Pariahs V3 Asajj Ventress. Thanks for watching, folks. So there's what they look like on the wall.